Well, I hope the lighting's okay. I got a new mic, thanks to my Patreon supporters, and it goes without saying, thanks to my major sponsor, which is Ryan Arisman. He is the author of the book Inside the Bubble. The link to that website to buy any of his books. He's got other books about Florida and the baby boomers and retiring. I think one of them's called Florida for Boomers. Inside the Bubble is the book that I recommend, is because it's all about the villages. The village's nickname is the Bubble. We're inside the bubble. So anyway, you get a $10 discount if you buy that book, and you can buy either the it's a large paperback. It's not a small paperback. It's a good sized paperback, big print, easy to read. Or you can get the ebook. And I think the ebook is a little cheaper. I'm not 100% sure on that. You can go to his website. The link to Inside the Bubble book is in the description box below. All my links are there. The ones that I put in weekly. Now I do add to those links on different videos, but the ones that are in there weekly, I think there's a link to my Patreon page. By the way, I was told by a subscriber, somebody sent me an email, this could be true. I don't know that it is true, because I've had, I don't have a lot of Patreons. I'm not sure I want a lot of Patreons, especially on my level 3, because level 3 is where I let out a lot of secrets that I don't let out nowhere else. So anyway, he sent me an email saying that he couldn't get to my Patreon page for one reason or another. I don't know. I'm not a computer whiz. I don't know why. These other people were getting there okay, but after a little bit of investigation, I think I know what the problem is. He said he got there using Chrome instead of Explorer. And I have noticed that I use Explorer a lot, that there are certain places I go with Explorer, that's a problem. It just seems like it never wants to download. It just goes on forever. But when I go to Chrome or go to one of the other updated, I guess you call them what, search engines, I don't have a problem. So I think Explorer needs to be updated. I haven't updated it. My computer's supposed to update all this stuff automatically, so I don't know how to go and update any of this stuff, but I've been using Chrome, and what's the other one I've been using? Let me find it here. I got my computer right here. What's this called? Crap, I don't even know. It doesn't even tell. But anyway, it's the search engine Microsoft Edge. I've been using Microsoft Edge a lot, and everywhere that Explorer seems to have a problem to go, Microsoft Edge is no problem. And I think that's really for me, that's the updated web search engine, I guess it is. That's the one I'm probably going to start using. So if you're having trouble going to my Patreon page and trying to log in or check it out, it might be because you're using Explorer, it's not updated, you got to go somewhere else. Go use Chrome, go use Microsoft Edge. I know that Microsoft Edge works well. That might be the problem. But anyway, my link to my account is in the description box. InsideTheBubble.com /skip. I think it is. Anyway, down there, all you gotta do is go down there, you find it, click on it, it'll take you right there. And you get a $10 discount on the Inside the Bubble. So go down there, get the book, information in there, ungodly real, what's in there. Half of the questions that are asked to be from time to time, all the answers are in that book. And it's a very well done book. There are some people here that'll tell you that there's one piece of information here that's not correct, or one little piece of... The villages changes rules all the time, and you can't keep up with this. And Ryan can't write a book every week trying to keep up with all this stuff. So get the book, go through it. 90% of your questions will be answered. If you have any questions, email them to me. whatever, and we'll do our best to let you know. Is that still correct? Is it not correct? We'll let you know the best we can. So in the meantime, though, got a couple of announcements coming up. I'm not going to say anything yet. I'll probably say it on my Patreon page. Tier 3 level people will know first, and I may or may not say anything to anybody else. But I also want to thank my Patreon members here on the YouTube platform for your support. I've been able to update some equipment, getting ready for some new things, and it's your support that's allowed me to do this. And I appreciate it. I thank you, and let's just keep moving forward. This is going to be, this video is going to be for Friday, so I'm cutting a news video. Today is Tuesday. I got golf Wednesday. Thursday we have doctor appointments, and Friday, I'm not sure. Maybe Friday's doctor appointments, and maybe Thursday is something with Tommy. As you all know, Tom Hall's here. He's getting ready to leave to go somewhere. I don't know when he's leaving. He don't have to go anywhere if he doesn't want to. We don't care. But Tom, he can't hardly stand to stay in one place very long. You can just see it in him. It's funny to have him as a guest. First day or two, he's kind of okay, and then after that, he gets to pacing back and forth, and he comes home. He ain't home 5 minutes. Hey, let's go somewhere. It's like he just can't sit down for 5 minutes. Let's see if I can get some of this news, and I'll get it posted for Friday, because I'm not sure I'll be here Friday. Got a few news. I'm just going to pick some of the random, what I think is the headline news. 16-year-old picked up at Brownwood claims a sexual assault by Wildwood football players. You gotta keep your guard up at any of these squares, any of them, because they're open to the public. And when you see people in there walking around, you don't know who they are, you don't know where they're from. Just because you're in the villages and you're at a villages square listening to the music and you're dancing, that doesn't mean that all them people in there are from the villages, because they could be from anywhere. They could have any kind of a criminal background. They could be here for other reasons other than to have fun and to enjoy dancing. Pickpockets. Beware. Keep the key to your pocket for your golf cart. Don't leave nothing in the golf cart. I mean, these people walk around these squares at night knowing that half them people in there has been drinking. And I'm telling you, just beware. Not to say that anything happens all the time. It doesn't. But it can. And it does. Just be very cautious of what you do. That's all. Wildwood mayor cast a lone vote against lowering the bar with workforce housing. I'm not 100% sure what this workforce housing thing is. I've read about it. There's also some project called tiny houses, something like that. They're talking about building a bunch of tiny houses in a field somewhere. I don't know if that's low income. I don't think so. Here's what I'm thinking. I reported a long time ago that the Villages has got the approval to build an industrial park somewhere south of Finney down there. I don't know where it's going to be. And they're supposed to employ something, well, the project says it's going to employ 10,000 people within the next 10 years. So I'm thinking these worker housing projects are talking about here in Wildwood may have something to do with that. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I just really can't think of what else they'd be for. But anyway. Stolen community watch vehicle nearly hit snowbird on a golf course. Yeah. Villager community watch. The guys that drive around in pickup trucks and the cars, and they kind of watch your neighborhood, and they look for things that's out of place. He left his door open somewhere. I forget what he was doing, but anyway, somebody got in his truck and took off with it, stole it. Police found the truck, started chasing the truck. The nutball driving his truck went across one of the golf courses up there in Orange Blossom area up there. I don't know if it was a country club. I don't know if it was a executive course. It really doesn't make any difference. But anyway, he was shooting across the golf course. I got a feeling it was the country club, only because of where he ended up. And people was on the golf course playing, and he went zooming by him in his truck, and I guess one of them almost got hit. He ended up wrecking at the assisted living place over there on El Camino Real. So that kind of tells me that he went across the country club, I think, and they got him arrested. But this is what I'm saying. This is in the Villages, home watch truck, or community watch truck, and somebody that doesn't live here stole this truck because the keys are in it. You gotta do your visual, man. You got to remember that the Villages isn't a small, little, tight-knit retirement community anymore. Police called to urgent care clinic after pregnant woman attacked. 25-year-old Bellevue man was arrested after a violent outburst at Paramount Urgent Care in which he allegedly slammed his pregnant girlfriend against the wall. What an idiot. What a nut. Alright, we're done with that. Let's move on. The rest of it's, I see things in here. It'll talk about the Bellevue High School. It'll talk about Ocala people, whatever. I try to skip over that because that really doesn't affect us here. Okay, this golf cart snatched while villager newbies dine at Lake Sumter Landing restaurant. See? You can't leave your keys and stuff in a golf cart. I'm not saying that's what happened, because some of these keys, one key fits them all. And all it takes is a thief to have one key. He'll steal a key from somebody's golf cart. That's all he'll take, is just the key. And he can use that key to steal other golf carts. So, when you buy a golf cart, just kind of ask those questions about keys and things. A couple still relatively new to the Villages couldn't believe it when their golf cart, which has a black plastic topper and black and red seats, was snatched while they dined at Cody's Original Roadhouse in Lake Sumter. Anyone with information about the cart is asked to contact the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. Visually impaired pedestrian struck near Spanish Springs Town Square. I don't know what happened there, but just like I've said before, when you are driving in the squares or whatever in the wintertime when the snowbirds are here, you really got to be careful. They'll walk out between cars. They don't look. They don't use the crosswalks. They jaywalk everywhere. People in cars especially, they park stupid. They park in the middle of the road so they can look around. They block traffic. People in golf carts, that's not used to things here. They turn left from a right turn lane. They turn right from a left turn lane. The full-timers that live here will tell you what I'm telling you is 100% true. I mean, it's not that it happens, I'll say a lot, but it happens way too much. And I really think that the police in the Brownwood area and the Lake Sumter area need to really start, cracking down a little bit on some of this, the way they park and the way they drive and some of the things they do, because it's just a matter of time. I mean, they've already had accidents. Somebody's going to get killed. Law enforcement investigating burglary at postal station in the Villages. Well, that's going to be serious. Law enforcement can invest, but that's a federal crime. So if they ever catch these guys, it's going to be a felony. New signs aimed at helping golf carts properly navigate the Villages. Good. I've always said they need to put up some signs on the golf cart trails so that people that are visiting, people here on lifestyle visits, people here maybe renting a house for the month in summer and they're just kind of looking around. That's what me and Sue did. Is that proper language? Me and Sue, or Sue and I? That's what we did. They don't know the golf cart trails. I didn't know the golf cart trails. I got lost a lot. I had a lot of people help me out. They pointed me in the right directions. And then sometimes we just felt our way around, and that's how we learn. So these signs do help a lot. A Bellevue pastor charged with sending sexually explicit text messages to 15-year-old girl. God. Drainage issues to be addressed in 3 villa communities in the Villages. Michigan snowbird reports car burglarized while parked at her home in the Villages. That happened at Hacienda Villas. A new rule regarding flag sticks, an issue at golf courses in the villages. See, these rules change constantly. Sometimes they're never even posted in a paper. You just get told by the golf ambassador, or you'll go down to the village's community center to find out that something has been changed. They'll have a note on the wall or something, and if you didn't see this, you wouldn't know. And it's hard to keep up with it. Let me see if I can read what that rule is, because I'm not sure what it is myself. United States Golf Association recently implemented a new rule under Rule 13.2a. Who knows what that is? There is no longer a penalty if a ball played from the putting green hits a flagstick left in the hole. Players are not required to putt with the flagstick in the hole. Rather, they continue to have the choice to have it removed. Oh, who cares? Goofy stuff. Some of these guys take their game way too serious, you know, about all these little stupid little things. But anyway, I'll tell you what they need to do. They need to have a class. All new golfers. All new people that buy a house in the villages. Most people are here because of the golf. Most, not all. They need to have a rule to tell them what golf course etiquette is, because some of these people are just downright either stupid or rude on the golf course. They drag their feet on the greens, tearing it up with the spikes on the bottom of their shoes. They stand on the green shooting the bull. They take forever. They just won't move. There's a certain rule of play. You have to keep pace because these courses are busy. If there's an empty hole in front of you, you need to pick it up. You're going too slow. The ambassadors should be telling you that, but sometimes the ambassadors do and they don't, you know. But ball marks on the green. How many of these new people come out here and they hit a ball and it hits the green and it leaves a ball mark, a little indentation in the green? It's their responsibility to fix those ball marks. And every time we go play golf, me and all the guys I play with, we're all experienced golfers. I'm not saying we're really good, I'm just saying we're experienced at it. That's all we do, it seems like. We get on the green, we walk around the green, we fix our ball mark, and then we fix this one over here, we fix that one over there, we fix that one. We're fixing ball marks everywhere. And I know other guys do it too. You new people, if you're watching this, fix your ball marks. Rake the sand. Don't walk into the sand, hit your ball, walk out and walk away. There's rakes laying there. It's your responsibility to rake the sand back to the normal shape that it was when you walked in there. And if you're not doing that, then shame on you. Villager witnesses Home Depot customer struck by angry driver in parking lot. See how nuts these people are? Ocala teen jailed after spotted on video throwing large rock at baby kitten. What kind of a sick pervert does stuff like this? You know, you're the kind of a kid that maybe your dad should have pulled your pants down a long time ago and just busted your ass. Residents urged to guard against mosquitoes after villager dies of West Nile virus. You know, this is a sad thing. I read about this the other day. Somebody in the village of Finney that lives down there. I don't know if it's a snowbird or full-time. It doesn't make any difference, does it? Anyway, he got sick and he getting worse, got worse and got worse. He finally goes to the emergency room, I guess, and he died. And come to find out, he had the West Nile's disease, which is spread by mosquitoes. I don't know what they do down at Finney all that much. I'm not down there all that much. I can tell you the 5 years that I've lived here, I have never, ever been bitten by a mosquito. That being said, I don't live next to a swamp or a pond. I don't live next to a watery area. The closest watery area to me is Evans Prairie back here, which is in the back of my addition. It's a swamp. I know they like to call it a prairie, but it's a swamp. And I'm sure that they got totally different bug issues back there from the swamp. I don't have them here. And I do know that one of the departments of the villages themselves comes through here. I don't know how often. I only seen it once in 5 years. They come through here like at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when everybody's asleep. And it's a little smog machine they pull behind a pickup truck, and they smog the area. And like I said, I've never had a problem with mosquito. My wife said she got bit once or twice outside at night. And I think it was because when we first moved in, I thought you had to water your yard with the yard sprinklers every night to keep the grass green. Come to find out, as I stayed here longer, that's not true, but that's what I was doing. I was watering the yard literally every night. And I think because my grass was moist all the time, at nighttime the mosquitoes would come out. They were attracted probably here to my area. The bushes were wet, everything was wet. Sue stands outside a lot with the dog, and she talks to the neighbors. And that's probably what happened. Because since I quit doing that, I don't think we've really had a mosquito issue here at all. This guy, his wife says she thinks he got bit by a mosquito in the Finney area. We don't know that. I don't know if they traveled. I don't know. I don't know if they'd been somewhere and got bit somewhere else and came home. All kinds of things could have happened here. She knows where they've been. She knows what they've done. She's working with, I guess, who do you work with? I don't know. I guess she's working with the police department, maybe the health department. I don't know, but it's a darn shame. The guy comes here. He's young enough to still enjoy the villages, and then he dies of something like that. You know, it's a darn shame, and I sympathize. I'm sorry for it. I just hope they figure out what happened. You ever wonder about this? 79-year-old Fruitland Park man struck and killed on I-75. Maybe it's just me, because I've seen this myself. First of all, what are you doing walking around on an interstate? You know you're not supposed to be doing that anyway. I think they ought to bring driver's ed back, really, because people don't seem to know what you're supposed to do. Do you know why you have a solid white line on the right side of an interstate, and why there's a solid yellow line on the left side of an interstate? All truckers know, and people that drive for a living probably all know, but I'm amazed at how many of the newer generation has no idea. Well, there's a reason for it. And you know, whenever you go anywhere, I don't care where you go, side of an interstate, exit ramp, anywhere, you always see these areas that are marked, and then they have like stripes going through them, a white stripe sometimes. Handicap zones will have like a blue stripe, several stripes, kind of like, you guys have seen them, right? Do you know what that stripe means? Apparently a lot of the newer generation has no idea what that stripe means. And so, you know, grandma and grandpa, or mom and dad, I don't know who you are, maybe you ought to have a talk with your children, because they don't seem to know any of these things, and why don't they? They should know. And those are the reasons why a lot of accidents happen. Like this 79-year-old guy, God bless him, I'm sorry he's dead, but what was he doing walking on the interstate? Was his door hanging open? And I've seen this. People on the interstate will have their door hanging open, and half the door is out in the right lane, you know. I don't know. I just don't know. A 25-year-old resident of the Villages arrested near Shea Gates. 25-year-old resident of Villages was arrested on a Marion County warrant after a traffic stop near Shea Gate. Why is a 25-year-old living in here? You know, I know it's legal for a 25-year-old to live in here. I know that. I don't want any emails about that crap. But my point is why would a 25-year-old want to be around a bunch of old duffers? I never did want, I couldn't wait to move out of my mom and dad's house. Nothing against my mom and dad at all. I just wanted to be out, be on my own and do my own thing. And, you know, and in here, just, I don't know. It's just, there he is. See that picture of that guy? That's him. That's Mr. Wonderful. I've seen this picture before. He's been arrested before. Maybe I have it in here. There you go, yeah. Ledaux, Ledous, was arrested this past September when he was found to have marijuana in his truck. Yeah. He also was arrested October 2017 after a canine alerted on his truck, and a subsequent search turned up marijuana in a grinder. So, you know, I don't even know why this kid would even want to be in here, but it is legal. But this is the problem I talk about the cancer. That right there. Guarantee you, when Grandma and Grandpa died, he probably inherited the house, and he just moved in. And that's going to happen here, everywhere else, unless some rule somewhere somehow gets changed. Villager issued written warning after unvaccinated cat caught running loose. Yeah, you can't do that. All animals, not just dogs, any pet you have outside your house has to be on a leash. People always assume that leash law only applies to dogs. It don't. Marion Sheriff warns residents about scam caller seeking money for warrant. You know, I'm almost to the point that if these people are still stupid enough to send money to some willy-nilly voice that comes on a phone, maybe they need to get screwed. Just let them get screwed, because there's enough of this information. There's no sense of this anymore. And if Grandma and Grandpa's got Alzheimer's, then where in the hell's the rest of the family to help take care of them? Police released dash cam showing, you can find it on YouTube. I don't know what you type in, the Village's high-speed chase on golf cart, something like that. There's a video of the cop car chasing the community watch vehicle across the golf course. Speeding driver ticketed after mishap in roundabout in the Villages. A speeding driver was ticketed after her vehicle spun around and struck a pole and landed in a flower bed in the center of the roundabout in the Villages. Must have been traveling way too fast. Road rage incident with firearm near the Village's prompts call for help. Oh Lord. Sometimes I wonder if I want to stay here when I read this. We have a great time here. We have never had a problem here. My neighbors never had a problem here. But when I read this, sometimes like, man, what's this place turning into? But really, all in all, I've never seen hardly any of that. I have seen a lot of bad parking. I see that almost daily. But a lot of this other stuff, I've never seen it. I'm going real quick. 82-year-old villager sentenced after a series of arrests last year. Yeah, there's something more to this old guy. You guys all remember. I've reported him 2 or 3 times. There's 3 of his arrest pictures right there. He's been arrested so many times for a lot of little things. He's been arrested so many times, he's been trespassed at all government centers in Lady Lake. Think about that.
See you on the other side.